Brown here, talking about what today's assignment is going to be, which is your animal research notes. You are going to begin compiling notes for next week's Google slideshow. So where are you going to find this? Well, if you click onto your Thursday folder, you will see an assignment called Animal Research Notes. It is unpublished when I'm recording this now, but it will be published at the time being. If you click on there, you will see a copy of your very own Google Doc that looks like this one right here. When you open it, it'll be your very own copy, and you will see the 4 links to the 4 different websites that you were exploring last Friday. I'm going to be honest with you, all of these are not created equal. Some are better than others. Like if I'm being totally honest, this third one down, the defenders.org, is kind of the weakest link of the 4, but I'll talk about that a little more in a moment. So let's go down the line as to what specifically you will begin filling out today. And by the way, you have 2 days to do this. You have today and tomorrow. So if you don't finish this today, it's totally okay. You will have class time tomorrow on Friday for you to finish this, and it's totally fine. So the first thing you're going to fill out is, well, what animal did you choose, okay? And if you haven't already chosen, I'll give you some advice a little bit later as to how to choose. Maybe you can go in reverse, and you can check out the sites first. I know we've already done this, but maybe a little inspiration as to which animal has a lot of info attached to it, and maybe that would be a good one to choose to make your life a little bit easier. Here's where you type your animal. Second one is your animal's class: mammal, amphibian, reptile, bird. So you could just highlight this. Click on the highlight color, and whatever it happens to be, highlight that. This leads me to my next point. This is not background information stuff. Make sure that everything that goes onto this page is something you get from an internet site. Because even if you're 100% sure, yes, it's pretty obvious if something's a bird, right? But make sure to double check everything, okay? Even if you're 100% sure that it's a reptile, double check the site to make absolutely sure which one it is, okay? And that goes for everything on this. You're not just listing what you think you know, because sometimes, believe me, what you think you know might not be correct. So make sure you check out that all of your information is from those sites, or I'll talk about that in a moment if you can't find the information. The animal's characteristics: what does it look like? Be specific. So if it's a bird, don't just put wings. Okay, I'm talking like, what is the size of the bird? How big does it get? What is the average length of the bird? That information can be found online. Okay, so make sure we do that. Animals' habitat. What environment does it live in? We talked about habitats the other day. Is your animal a forest animal or an aquatic animal? Is it from the Arctic? Is it from the desert? Put that down. Also, what country can you find it in? And some of them are multiple countries. So you don't have to list every single one in the planet, but list 1 or 2. Or maybe it's found in a particular continent like Australia or North America. You could put that. Okay? And again, easily be able to find online that information. What does my animal eat? Okay? Now, these are 2 different questions, my friends. What your animal eats is one question. Is it an herbivore, carnivore, or omnivore? That's a different question. And again, you can just highlight whichever one it happens to be. And please double check online that you're absolutely sure which one of these categories it is, not just your prior knowledge or what you think. Okay? Let's talk about shelter. Okay? Now that's different than habitat. Okay? Shelter is, in other words, where would it sleep? If there was bad weather, where would it go? Does it live in a cave? Does it live in a tree? Does it build a nest somewhere? Does it live, where does it take shelter when things get rough? That's different than the habitat that it lives in, okay? So make sure that you find that out too. Is it a predator? Is it a prey, or could it be both? Again, you can type it in or highlight which one of those ones, but explain why. Okay, why is it only a predator? Why is it only a prey? Why is it both? Explain to me why. Okay, Here's was just from our lesson the other day. Adaptations. What makes this animal species special? So it can hunt, can escape, it can survive in the wilderness. What makes this special? Okay. Hi, I'm recording a YouTube video. Hi, oh, she's just coming on in. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep the camera rolling because it's all good. And I'm too far into this video to start all over again. So, so it's okay. It was just somebody knocking at the door coming in. I'm doing this after school, so I might have a couple of interruptions. That's okay. So, where was I? Oh yeah, adaptations. What adaptations does it have to survive? Right? We talked about this. Okay. Is it the beak? Is it the claws? Is it the, feet that's special? Is it the underneath the feet? What is it? What adaptation does it have? Okay. Does your animal lay eggs or give birth to live young? This should be easy to find out. And then 3 fun facts about your animals. Different facts that have not already been included. Okay? So my animal is a reptile is not a fun fact. You've already told us this. Okay? Your habitat that it lives in is not a fun fact. You've already told us this. Tell us something different, please. Okay? Now let's talk about the sites. I said some are not all really all that great. Okay, so if I'm being 100% honest, defenders.org is kind of the weakest one. It doesn't give you a wicked lot of information. It's okay, but it's not really that great. Okay, let's see. This one right here, I just chose something. This one is worldwidelife.org, which is the last one. Okay, this one is a good source of knowing where the habitats are. It even shows you a little map. It specifically says what the habitat is, and it's super specific: lakes, rivers, oceans. This one isn't too shabby. This website right here is nationalgeographic.com. This one's not bad either. I put on the American crow. It gives you the length, right? So when we're talking about the carrot, like what does it look like? The length is right here. Where it's found, Canada and United States, it's right there. It even has a nice handy dandy little map right here. But I would probably say the best one out of the 4 would probably be Ducksters. Here's one for red-tailed hawk. It says what they look like, where do they live, what do they eat. Fun facts are literally written right there. Are you going to find 100% everything? Mr. Brown, what if I look on these sites and there's just some things that I just can't find? Okay, here's what you can do. Google it. Good old-fashioned Google your question into Google. I would prefer for Googling it to be kind of a last resort. I would like for you to try to use these websites first. But if you absolutely positively cannot find your information on these websites, just Google it. Okay. Again, keep in mind, you do not have to rush through this. Okay. This is what you have to do today after you watch this video. There is no traditional classwork, Google form, daily discussion, none of that. It's just this. So take your time, use the sites. There is an adult in the room, if you are in the building anyways, that can help you. So make sure that you do the very best you can, and if there's something that you can't find, skip it, and we'll take care of it tomorrow, and when you see me, and I'll help you with it then. So that's it. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.